Hello everyone, my name is Manuel, and I'm going to be talking about William II, also known as William Rufus. He was the second son of William the Conqueror, and he had a claim to England itself. So we're going to read about him and see how good he was, right? Alright, give me a few seconds and... Oh. Oh no, this is not good. Oh boy, okay. Well, I'm sure he had a great character. Oh no. So, who was William II actually? Well, he's the third son of William the Conqueror. William the Conqueror went to have four sons, but he gave his original claim of the Duchy of Normandy to Robert Carthouse, his eldest son, and he gave England to his favorite son, which is the person in question, William II. Now, this is a controversial opinion, since he was crowned in September 1087, and he got his first revolt in 1089. It was a nobles' revolt that actually supported Robert Carthouse. They wanted him to be the king, and the rightful king, because he's the eldest son. So they asked him to come and told him, maybe if we have you here, we can go on with this, and he never showed up. So William just put out the rebellion and claimed a victory. So after this, he decided, well, maybe I can make a move for Normandy, and he actually went for it. And history's worst brother just took Normandy from his eldest brother, and he actually won. So now William II has both thrones, the Duchy of Normandy and the King of England. Now that we've established that William II was a terrible brother, we can now establish that he was a terrible Christian. What he did that actually upset the church too much was that he was leaving the vacant spots of the bishops empty. This allowed him to appropriate the incomes of those bishops that were not present, and he then used them for personal use or use of the country. This actually got worse with Anselm, the Archbishop of Canterbury, who wrote many letters saying that please take into consideration filling the positions and stop being at war with the church, which is not a war per se, but the church was not happy. But contrary to all this, the military wing of England and Normandy was really happy with him. He was a really masterful tactician leader. He was very smart, and he knew how to plan attacks. When Malcolm III, the King of Scotland, invaded William's lands, he actually won and was able to subjugate Scotland. Even Malcolm had to put up a recognition that William was the king. This threw Scotland to a big disarray, but this was actually very positive for his kingdom. So, the last act of William II on earth was dying, which is of course really obvious, but it's a really interesting death. He was shot in a hunting accident by a knight called William Trefell, who fled to France after killing him, which many people saw as an admission of guilt. But what's important from this hunting accident is that his brother was present, and we have already chalked up that William was not a great brother, so we can see a few reasons why Henry would want him dead. Now, this theory is debated at least. Hunting accidents were actually pretty common at the time. Stray arrows could hit you in the head or the chest if it was, going around in the wind. But fratricide was seen as ungodly. And even though Henry got the picture really fast, most people think it was actually an accident. And thus ends the history of William II, a really complicated being, which in hindsight we could say did a lot to further the relationships between Normandy and England and Scotland too. And this concludes my video too. Have a good one.